All right. So, you know, where I work, it is a really, really hot and humid area. You know, 93 degrees, 93% humidity. So we need something that's a little more potent, that's going to keep us hydrated, give us energy. So what I like to do is I like to go here and get what I call the Mountain Rancher or the Jolly Dew. It's basically half an ice Slurpee with Diet Mountain Dew in it. And hey, if that's not enough, what you can add to it to jack it up a little bit more is C4 Energy pre-workout drink. So let's put some of that in there and see how it goes. So we take a little bit of this here and put it in there. And mix it up. I don't know if you can see that there. And then get some of that. That'll set you up. The Slab 64. Why do we call it the Slab 64? Because just like you, the majority of us can only work in a driveway and a sidewalk, or maybe on the garage floor. So that's what we try to do. We try to show that we can do these things in the general environment. If you've got a garage with a lift, that's great, because we've got one lift also. However, that's not going to stop us from doing things if we didn't have a lift. And majority of my life I spent working, you know, out in the dirt, out in the driveway, and we just want to attribute that to everybody else that has to work in that environment.
What the fuck say? What the fuck say? Happy, happy, happy ho. Happy, happy, happy ho. Happy, happy, happy ho. What the fuck say? What the fuck say? Does the fuck say? What the fuck say? What the fuck say? What the fuck say? What does the fuck say? The secret of the fox, ancient mystery, somewhere deep in the woods, I know you're hiding. What is your sound? Will we ever know? Will always be a mystery. What do you say?
So one of the things that I'd like to mention while you're watching some fast video of grinding or hammering or something like that is the what has the Christians in America gained with this new administration? I'd just like to point out that we have the Office of Religious Conscience now that we didn't have before, which represents religious rights. And previous to that, I mean, the Christian had no representation practically in any regard. And it was pretty much widely accepted that the Christians are the only ones that are allowed to be discriminated against. However, now we've got the Office of Religious Conscience. I think that's a great thing. I also think that the new administration is representing us and our values a lot more than what the previous administration had done. And I think that we need to give them credit for the economy, for the way things are going, for trade, for trying to secure the borders. It's not that we don't like having immigrants. We do. However, there is a process, there's a legal way to do it, and we need to secure our borders in order to control that aspect of our country.
How will you speak to that? What does the frog say? What the frog say? What the fuck say? What the fuck say? What does the frog say? The secret of the fox.
Okay, we're going to be showing you the prep and the putting in of the bracket. It's a little bit windy, so hopefully the audio is okay. So we've already cut the access hole, and we're going to go ahead and clean that up because it's razor sharp on the inside. Do not stick your finger in there until you use a file or something to deburr that inside. Okay, I'm also going to clean this up because I'll also be welding this bracket on because I'm going to have quite a bit of lift on it. So I'm going to weld these brackets also. Okay, you're also going to want to chase these holes here because sometimes there's flashing or whatever from the process, and it's actually a pretty tight fit, so even the paint may make it harder to get the bolts to drop in there. So I like to just chase them with a drill bit, 7/16 drill bit. That way we don't have any problems when we're trying to fish this stuff here. Alright, I found also when fishing these bolts into the holes, it's nice to have a jeweler's screwdriver, a pair of needle nose, and a magnetic tip to pull them down. Now sometimes, depending on the year, you can actually get your finger in through the front to help you get this one dropped in. And this is the L bolt. It goes in the front. Oh, look at that. Looky there. No trouble whatsoever. I think that's the fastest one ever. Alright, so this one here goes in the same way. And hopefully we'll be able to get this thing here with it. Woo, looky there, look at there. I don't think it's ever gone that fast before. So now you've got these two dropped in. And you're going to start the bolts with the bracket in place, but you're not going to tighten it down yet because you need to make sure that you're in a good position. Okay, so they're partially in. So we're gonna tighten them up enough to bring the bracket up. See what that's hanging up on. Let's see if we can get that up in there. Use our impact gun. Check that. We're going to check to make sure that the before we drill these front holes, we're going to make sure that the bracket is in line with the frame, and you can do that by eyeballing it. You can do that by looking at it. I like to put a angle gauge on. We'll check that real quick. Alright, so we'll zero this baby out here. Put that on. Alright, it's like within half a degree, so I think that's good, man. I mean, half a degree is going to be very minimal by the time it gets out here. So, that's good. We're going to go ahead and use that. So now what we'll do is we'll drill the two front holes. Make sure this thing's still recording. It looks like it is. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we have here. All right, this is what you should have. Got the two bolts here. It's nice and snug up against the frame. It's at a right angle with the frame itself. how the bracket should look. This is what you should have after you get your FSSR installed. Because we have a lift kit, and we're going to be doing a little more robust four-wheeling and work with it. We also welded the brackets in place. You can see here where there's a bead welded on each corner of the front bracket. Also, you can see here where the front receiver is welded in. Also, the horizontal section here, got a tack weld there, also here, and duplicate of the same thing on the other side. So this is what you should have when your FSSR is all in place. This is a robust system. It will last a long time for you. It's probably going to be more robust than what the original equipment was, and it's really worked well for us, and we've got a lot of happy customers with it. America, the greatest country. It has the most freedom and opportunity of any place in the world. America built the Jeep, sent man to the moon, and provides food, shelter, and safety for the world. We can say what we want, travel where we want, worship how we want, and protect ourselves, our family, and our property. So stand up and support your country. America!